Precious soul, this message is no coincidence. The angels led you here for a reason. A spiritual veil has lifted, and what was once hidden is now moving toward you. You may not see it yet with your eyes, but your spirit feels a shift. Something sacred is stirred in the unseen, and it is already affecting your path. If this message touches your soul, write in the comments, "I receive this blessing with an open heart." That will be your sign, a spiritual act of recognition and alignment. The atmosphere around you is not the same. The vibration has changed, as if a door silently opened within the invisible. You felt it in sudden thoughts, unspoken feelings, moments of deep silence. Those were not passing emotions. They were invitations from beyond the veil. The angels have been watching, not in judgment, but in preparation. They've waited for the moment when you'd be able to sense what words can't explain. And now, that moment is here. The shift in the spirit was not random. It was divine response. Response to prayers you forgot you whispered, to pain you tried to hide behind your strength, to longing you tucked away because the world told you it wasn't time. But heaven's timing is not the world's, and your soul knows this truth. You may feel weight in your chest, all lightness in your breath. That is the body responding to the movement of spirit. You are being drawn into alignment with something greater, something long awaited. This shift isn't just around you, it's within you, like a seed cracking open in sacred soil. Your inner knowing is waking up, and you are remembering who you really are. Don't run from the stillness you feel. It is not emptiness, it is instruction. Silence is how the divine calls messages into your soul. Messages that echo louder than words. The people around you may not feel it yet, but this shift wasn't meant for everyone. It was meant for you, because you are the one who carries the light. Even when you doubt it, even when no one else sees it. And now, that light is being stirred, pulled toward a purpose you haven't fully seen, but have always felt. This is the beginning of your unveiling. The shift in the spirit has sent out a signal, one that will return to you through signs, moments, and divine interruptions. Pay attention, not to noise, but to what repeats in silence. That's where truth reveals itself. You don't need to understand everything now. Revelation comes in layers, and what is meant for you will arrive when your heart is ready to hold it. Let go of needing to control what is unfolding, because this isn't just a shift, it's a spiritual invitation, one that carries the energy of healing, clarity, and divine realignment. You are not losing your way. You are being brought into the way that was always meant for you. Let the sacred changes come. Let the old weight fall away. You are being moved, not for punishment, but for purpose. And what comes next will prove why this shift had to happen. There is a sacred garden within you, where divine seeds were planted long before this lifetime. Some of those seeds have waited in silence, but now they are beginning to awaken. The wind of change has touched the soil of your soul, and what was dormant is no longer willing to stay hidden. You can feel it in the way your heart stays without cause, a sacred restlessness calling you into becoming. This shift has opened a portal of light above your path, a gateway through which divine insight flows quietly, not with noise, but with a sense of holy remembering. You are standing at the threshold of something unseen, but deeply true. There are signs forming around you, a number that repeats, a feather where none should be, a dream that lingers. These are not coincidences. They are alignments, messages from the invisible. Your soul is being drawn towards something it once knew, a place where truth walks without disguise. That place is not outside of you. It is waiting behind a veil you are now learning to lift. Even your confusion is sacred. because it means you've outgrown an old version of yourself. The spirit shifts when it's time to release what once felt safe, to make space for what is real. You are not being undone. You are being realigned. The spiritual current beneath your life has turned, and it is now carrying you toward the deeper waters of your purpose. Let the silence become your sanctuary. It is there that the voice of the divine becomes clearest. You are not being asked to solve everything, only to stay open as the answers rise from within. This is not a moment to fight the unknown. It is a moment to flow with the invisible, because the things meant for your soul do not resist you. They recognize you and come forward at the right time. There is someone whose soul is also feeling this shift. You may not speak, but the dance between you never stopped. Two frequencies, realigning beneath the surface. A reunion written in light, beyond time. The veil is thinning between what is and what is becoming. What once felt far is moving toward you quietly. Everything is shifting, not to confuse you, but to bring you into deeper truth. You are not here to carry what no longer fits your becoming. You are here to rise. And sometimes, rising feels like breaking. But breaking is how the seed opens, so the light can enter. This spiritual movement cannot be reversed. What has awakened will not fall back asleep. The angels have already begun their work, and nothing can stop what was written in the light. You are being reminded of your divine nature, not through grand signs, but through the gentle unraveling of illusions. Every layer that falls reveals more of who you are, and that is the real miracle unfolding. So if the day feels heavier than usual, if your emotions feel closer to the surface, it is because your soul is expanding, and light always stretches us before it settles. Let yourself be stretched. Let yourself be changed, because this shift is not just for your future. It's for the restoration of everything your spirit once lost. There is a sacred rhythm unfolding around you. It cannot be seen, only felt, like music playing in a deeper realm. You are part of this rhythm. Your soul knows the steps, even if your mind still lingers in silence. Somewhere in the unseen, a veil has torn gently, not with chaos, but with divine permission. Through that opening, a memory returns of who you were before the world taught you fear. The shift is not only spiritual, it is cellular. You are being rewired from within, not into someone new, but into someone remembered, someone your soul never stopped becoming. Portals of light are appearing in your awareness, moments of clarity, synchronicity, sacred pause. These are the thresholds you're being invited to cross. They don't require force, only presence. The dance between your soul and divine timing is sacred. Sometimes slow, sometimes invisible, but always precise. And now, the tempo is changing. There is someone whose energy has brushed yours across lifetimes. You may not speak, but the recognition is ancient. They feel it now, the tug, the ache, the knowing, because the shift has touched them too. The invisible threads between you are glowing brighter through the darkness. This isn't just emotional, it's energetic. And when energy moves, nothing can remain the same. You may feel more sensitive lately. Taze without warning, chills without reason. This is not weakness, it is sacred sensitivity, a sign that you're tuned into what others cannot hear. The divine often prepares you in silence, because silence clears the noise. And only in that stillness can you sense the holy instructions. They are written not in language, but in light. Let the transformation happen gently. You don't need to push it. Everything is aligning in the silence of the invisible, and the timing is beyond your control, but within your destiny. The love that shaped your spirit still surrounds you, still claims you, It is not limited to one person or place, but it may come through someone who mirrors your awakening. Nothing can stop what was written in the light. No delay, no fear, no detail, because divine truth does not expire. It waits until you are ready to walk through the door. And that door is opening now. You won't need to knock. You only need to notice the way the light suddenly shifts around you. Everything that felt distant is now in motion toward you, not because you chased it, but because your soul finally aligned with it. So pause, feel the air around your spirit. There's a message arriving through that stillness, and it's carrying the next step of your journey. There's a holy pulse beating beneath the surface of your life. It's not loud, but it's constant. A rhythm calling you back into alignment with what never left you. You are not starting over. You are returning to something eternal. You have walked through deserts, through waiting rooms of the soul. But now, you stand at the edge of a sacred garden. And the gate is opening, not because you forced it, but because the divine has declared, it is time. The soil beneath your feet has memory. It remembers every tear, every surrender, every whispered prayer. And now, the seed you forgot you planted are waking up and reaching for the light. This awakening doesn't arrive with noise. It comes with soft invitations, signs that appear in stillness, a scent you recognize but can't name, a moment that feels like a message, because it is. There's a dance happening between your energy and the unseen. It is subtle, ancient, and guided by light. You do not need to know the steps. You only need to follow the pull and trust your own rhythm. The veil that once covered the truth is thinning. What was once hidden is being illuminated gently, not all at once, but layer by layer, so your heart can keep up with what your spirit already knows. You may find yourself thinking of someone you thought you'd forgotten. A soul you once felt deeply is feeling you again. The connection never severed, only went silent. But silence is where many reunions begin. The time between you wasn't empty. It was holy preparation. And now, what was invisible is beginning to take shape. Because sacred love waits until both souls are ready. You are not being tested. You are being softened, so that when what is meant reaches you, you recognize it, not by sight, but by peace. Nothing is standing in your way now, except the belief that you must protect yourself from the very thing you asked for. But what comes now is not to break you. It is to rebuild you in alignment with who you become. There is a spiritual current pulling you forward, not with force, but with clarity. The wind of change is not pushing you, it is inviting you. And your yes does not need to be loud, just real. Let the past fall like leaves in autumn. Let the new rise like the morning sun. Because nothing can stop what was written in light. And everything is aligning in the silence of the invisible. If you feel like crying for no reason, if your chest tightens when you hear certain words, that is not weakness, it is recognition. Your soul is remembering something too big for words. The angels are not far. They are surrounding you now. They've seen your turning point long before you reached it. And they whisper not to explain, but to confirm that this shift was never random. It was promised. You're not here to guess your way through this moment. You're here to feel your way through it. Because spirit does not speak in logic. It speaks in vibration, in symbols, in stillness. Your journey is not linear. It spirals upward. Every return brings you closer to your original essence. And the essence is not lost, only layered. This shift is peeling those layers back. So trust what is stirring inside you now, even if no one else understands it. You are not here to convince. You are here to awaken and walk forward as you truly are. You are walking through a sacred transition, not with loud signs, but with subtle echoes in your soul. Everything around you is shifting, not to confuse you, but to realign you with what's eternal. The air may feel different, your dreams more vivid, and your memories suddenly alive again. These are not accidents, they are spiritual indicators. Something you couldn't name is now whispering its way into form, not as a command, but as an invitation, a gentle pull from the other side of the veil, calling you to remember what you once agreed to carry. You are not being rushed, you are being refined in sacred stillness. The divine does not hurry transformation. It unfolds it like petals in a garden that only opens to light. Even now, a seed you forgot you carried is beginning to open inside your chest. This seed does not bloom for the world, it blooms for truth. And truth never needs to shout, it only needs to shine. You may notice a certain number, a familiar voice, a quiet pause. These are signs that the veil is thinning, that a portal of clarity has been placed along your path, and the next step is closer than it seems. Someone whose soul is tied to yours is sensing your shift, even if they don't understand it yet. The reconnect ion is not in your hands, but it is already pulsing in the light. The dance between your spirit and theirs is resumed, soft, distant, but real, and the angels have resumed their choreography, guiding each of you toward an invisible point of reunion. You are not waiting for something to happen. You are witnessing something already happening, a transformation that began in silence, now echoing into your visible world. Let the stillness continue its work. Let the silence shape you, because sacred change does not arrive like lightning. It arrives like morning, gradual, soft, undeniable. The time of hiding is closing. The truth is unfolding not to shame you, but to free you. You were never meant to live beneath the weight of old stories. You were meant to rise in light. Everything is moving, even what appears still. Because spiritual change happens first in the unseen, and only then blooms in the physical. That thing which once felt far away is now walking toward you. You are not chasing it anymore. You are attracting it with your alignment, and nothing can block what was written in light. Not delay, not fear, not even forgetting, because divine memory never fades. It simply waits until you are ready to remember. If your energy has shifted, if your skin feels thinner, it is because the soul within you is expanding, and the world around you is beginning to respond. Not because you demanded it, but because you allowed it. This is a holy moment. Don't dismiss it as emotional. This is spiritual reality, touching your life in real time. So take a breath. Let go of the weight you picked up in the waiting, because what's coming was never lost, only preparing to be received. You've been walking with questions no one else could hear, carrying silent transformations that even you could barely name. But now, the message has found you, not to explain everything, but to confirm what your soul already sensed. The shift in the spirit is real. It is personal, and it is happening now. You are not late, and you have not missed anything. You are in divine rhythm, even when it feels like waiting. You've been softened by time, awakened by silence, and stretched by invisible hands. Not as punishment, but as preparation, because what's unfolding in your life now carries the imprint of something eternal. You are not who you were when this message began. You are lighter, clearer, and more open to what is real. Your heart has heard what your mind may still be processing, and that is enough. The shift has already begun within you. If this message stirred something deep in you, write in the comments, "My soul responds to what was written in light." This will be your sacred declaration, a sign to heaven that you are aligned, that you are ready. Join us in this space of light and wisdom. Activate the bell to continue receiving messages like this, always in divine timing. You were guided here for a reason, and you'll be guided again. You are deeply loved. Your steps are being guided by forces you cannot see. And what is approaching is not only greater than you imagined, it is what your soul has always known. May the light find you, and may love recognize your heart when it arrives. Let nothing delay what is meant for your soul, and let peace walk ahead of your steps. This message is complete. Let it now rest within you, and lead you forward in silence and light.